Ciuman and Cesario.
Yep.
Yeah. Hello, welcome back to the stream. All right, that's as we've now heard that the session needs to be restarted because there's an issue with the qualifying length, if I heard that correctly. So it will be taking a little bit longer to get qualifying started. I don't know, I can't really see the stream at the moment. You need to share your screen if that's possible. The Discord stream is always kicked out. Yes, I can watch it again. It's working. Is the sound working as well? We have something. Okay, perfect. That is good. Yeah, OBS doing OBS things exactly. Yeah, we're back for. I don't know if you guys heard that, if we were online, if we were live yet, but we've just heard that the qualifying will be restarted, and we will take a little bit longer to get into the session. I think there was a mistake with the qualifying length, so we'll get that fixed, and then we'll be right back on track. Okay, yeah, for sure. We'll go back into the driver standings. We've got Filip Puška and Pascal Polens in the top two, with obviously Pascal Polens leading the championship so far this year. With Lucas Morno now finally picking up his first win in the fourth round, which was last race in Kyalami. Then we've got Knežević in P4 with 30 points, Axel in P5 with 24 points. Yanis, the lone HRT scorer, has got 21 points. With the first of the Bravo drivers, and the only one with a good amount of points to his name. I think he's been doing very well this season, with 10 points. Soriano as well, 10 points. As we've got now the team standings, with Vanguard Engineering leading both championships, with Scuderia SC Motorsport really close behind, with Puška and Axel Flam. Then we've got Cesario with a pretty big gap to close down with Murnau and Peckley, and then we've got Holland Racing Team in P4 with 21 points. And we've got the qualifying predictions here with the qualifying being mostly dry. I think it's going to be completely dry actually, and then the race is going to have some rain, so that's going to be very interesting and might spice it up. Especially towards the end of the race, so very curious to see how this first potential wet race of the season is gonna get underway. Basically, let's go back now to the qualifying session. Pascal, where is he going? He's taking a shortcut.
Yeah, some off-road driving. Where's he going?
he usually does this when there's a delay. I've seen this before. But before the cutoff, I was also talking about the different wing levels. As we all know, Canada is a very high downforce track, especially in the first two sectors. You're going to need a lot of downforce to be quick there, and the last sector is basically a straight. So it's going to be very interesting to see which teams are going to be good where. I have a prediction that Vanguard is going to be better in the last sector compared to the other high downforce teams like SCMM or Scuderia Cesario. Yeah, it's gonna be a question mark. I feel like the teams that have been doing high downforce could be a lot closer, like Apex Motorsport, maybe Snapline, and teams with lower downforce cars like Bravo or Dano Design could struggle even more. But it's all an unknown for now, and we're going to be seeing that in qualifying. So who's your bet for pole, Elias?
Good question. I think I will stick with Philip Puschke because CMM, as you talked, as you said, is good here. But I think it will be a close battle between Scuderia Cesario. And immediately we get the call from race control that qualifying will start in 1 minute. So what's your prediction?
Well, I'm gonna say something different because if we both say the same thing, there's no really competition here, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go for Murno. I think his form last race really showed what that car now is capable of. I think they had a slow start to the year, but they've made some upgrades and they're probably now in that fight as well with very high downforce. So they might be a shock for pole. But yeah, it seems like so far it's a Ciuman that looks the best out of the 3 top teams. Okay, so yeah. Then I think we're gonna move in any second. Finally, we're gonna see who does well here. I'm very curious what's gonna happen with some new debutants today. We've got Kasper Koritz for the first time in this series, replacing me. Pretty funny to say that, but yeah, I think we've got some new drivers. Some drivers are missing, but I think we're gonna have a very fun big grid today with a lot of fighting all around. That's the hope. All right, qualifying is underway. It seems.
Yeah.
Finally. So yeah, while we wait, please grab a little bit of a snack, maybe get a drink. I certainly need the water today. But yeah. Anybody in the chat? So we've got the first drivers going out now. The green light has waved and we're underway for qualifying. Can everybody hear the game sound? Can anybody hear that? I don't seem to be hearing it.
I got the message that it's working fine. So.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
that's good. Well, with all the outlaps going on now, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to talk about right now. This is my first time. I'm kind of nervous, so pardon me if a bit silence. We've got a bit of a silence sometimes. Yeah. Okay. No, that is brilliant. Let's see what these people can muster up with these laps. I think a good qualifying lap is seeing you around a 13. I feel like a 12 is for the top teams a good lap, and then going for pole is a high 11, maybe even a mid 11. I am not sure we've seen anything like that yet, but we've certainly seen high 11, so that's for sure possible. As Pushkin now starts his lap, and we're riding on board with him through turn 1 and 2. You want to keep the car close to that apex in the second corner and then get on the throttle as early as you can now into turn 3 and 4. Into the chicane, it's the first chicane, getting both of the apexes. It's been pretty tricky for this year with the curves, but he takes them well and the car is surviving them, so that's a very good sign early on. Now, a very good exit is needed for this straight where you have no DRS. Obviously, these cars don't have DRS. And it's very important to get as much as a good exit so you can have some straight line speed here. This chicane is a very difficult one with these sausage curbs on the inside of the curbs. With now 1 hairpin to go, a very important corner before the last big straight where you have to be careful. Obviously, the Wall of Champions, a very infamous corner for a number of reasons. It seems like Pushka is struggling a little bit on the exit there. He might have had a bit of a step out, but unsure as it was not too visible. But now we have 1 more corner or 2 more corners to go before we can see what the benchmark is for the rest to get. A little bit of a slide again at the exit of the corner, which isn't too unusual to get. Now Pascal straight into P2, 4 tenths back, and Flam is 5 tenths back. That is a pretty sizable gap already. Soriano gets in P3, that's a very good performance. And Knežević gets on provisional pole. What a lap from him early on. Is he going to be able to be the dark horse in this qualifying session and get the first pole of the year for him? as Beckley moves up into P3. That gives a sign that the Cesario is actually very quick. As we now see another debutant, Tonon, gets P10 in his first lap, really good performance, and Kuritz gets P11. We haven't seen Murno yet, but we'll be able to see him very soon. As he's now purple, that looks insane.
Yeah, he's quick.
Yeah, he's very quick. Now through the final 2 corners, it is going to be a 1 minute and 11. Nah, it's going to be a low 12, mid 12. Very good first lap.
Half a second to the second is unbelievable. Like last time, Kyalami. Unbelievable how quick he is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the upgrades on this car with the very high downforce is working wonders. You can see a green last sector, so that could have maybe shown that drag on that last straight is hampering that pace a bit there. But yeah, I mean, that first couple of laps were very interesting to see, especially that big gap now. But another standout, I feel like I can say now, Soriano in that Beta Giulia obviously is known for good power from those SCM engines, and he's currently ahead of Axel Flam. So yeah, that is very interesting. They're instantly out for the second lap here. We've got some drivers that haven't yet set a lap, and there's Davi Amariz on this in lap. Did anything happen? There's currently ahead of Frigotto as well, which is very impressive from his second race only. So that is interesting to keep an eye on how those Bravo Snowshatten's car will be performing today, especially after such a good start of the season. We've got a lot of cars on track and a lot happening, but no improvements so far. You can see that some cars are some people are doing a little bit of slight improvements, like Mikado or Goritz is doing green sectors. It seems like. Yeah. So I mean, I'm winning the bet right now, Elias. At the moment, as it stands.
Sorry, I missed that a little bit. Sorry.
No problem. No worries. I'm winning the bet at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, by far.
No, yeah, very impressive performance. But here he is, the man that is predicted by Elias for pole. Will he be able to bridge that 7/10 gap and get provisional pole back?
It's a lot of work to do for him.
Yeah, I mean, his first lap looked a bit iffy, it looked a bit out of shape, but maybe the second lap with a bit more grip, as we obviously have progression on this track, might be an improvement. Even a front row, you know, it's going to be something that he needs. He needs to out-qualify Pascal Polens, because he is the one to beat at the moment. Muno's got a little bit more of a gap, so you can afford a little bit like that.
Purple.
That's a purple first sector. That looks very, very good. Now, onto the second straight. He's got that straight line speed. I feel like, I'm not sure what the straight line speed is saying right now. Who's looking quick? It looks like obviously the Vanguards have got very high top speed. We know this, but yeah, we'll see what happens in this last 2 sectors for the championship contender. He's a bit down, so he needs to find something massive in the last sector. Maybe get a good exit. It's gonna help. I think it was a little bit better than last time out. As we get Pascal's also purple. So who was actually purple of the two? Now towards the line, getting a lap time of a 1 minute 12.2. Wow, another improvement.
But Lucas Murno is quick in the first sector. Another purple for him. Pushka only third.
Murno's right back on it.
He's quick.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly more of like the gaps we were hoping to see, especially you know, with I mean, the Vanguards are right now 1 and 2. That's very impressive to see, and I didn't expect that, to be honest. But now we're gonna see if Murno can get that snatched right back. Yeah, it looks like he's right back on form. It looked like he was a bit more in the background in the first 3 rounds. Maybe the car was just not up to speed yet, or maybe you have to get used to the car for a bit more. But that, I mean, 210s again. He keeps on upping the pace, and it's going to be tricky for anyone to beat him. But obviously, I mean, I know from the past that he sometimes likes to push a little bit too much, and then it can go a little bit wrong for him. But yeah, Another team that has to be kind of needs a better performance, I think, is United Racing Club. And on where they're in standings again, I kind of forgot. Oh yeah, they're P7. Yeah, I mean last year I think they got 5th, so they're a little bit back, a little bit of a slow start as well. But they look pretty good again here. Pretty big gap between the two drivers, but I'm sure they can score some points today. Oh, especially with that P6. Yeah. Oh, another run for Morno. He just keeps on improving, and it's very impressive to see. It's special, really. Already top 10 for Casper as well in an HRT, his first race of his career inside WMSC. Woburn yet to set a lap time. Not sure why that's happened, but he won again in 11.8, just cracking the 0.8s, almost 4 tenths ahead of the rest of the pack. This is going to be very hard for anybody to beat. Also very impressive. Yeah, P10. Also a very impressive. Now we've got Janis. A little bit of curb there. He just managed to keep it out of the barriers. Let's see what this first lap is going to be. P12, behind his teammate. All right, very interesting. But another driver that's doing very well so far is Makado, obviously in P13 with a Dano car. His first. I feel like this has been a team that obviously is a new team. They've got a little bit less budget. They're struggling a bit in the early races. I don't think they've really been able to. Well, that's a bit of an avoiding. That's a bit dangerous. Could have been avoided a little bit better, I reckon. But yeah, now to the line, Dominic Rustenmeier has to improve a little bit. He's P9 now and a lot closer to his teammate. That is more what you like to see. Axel's on a good run as well. 10th improvement so far. Green first sector. Can he do anything to beat his teammate potentially today? Canada was around that he got pole position in last year, actually, in the Vanguard. So he knows his way around this track very well, and I think he likes this track a lot as well. So very, yeah, I mean that is about 2.5 tenths down, so that would be enough for the front row at the moment. And I think that's something that Axel could use as well this season, after having some unlucky races so far as well. Now as he comes up to the line, it's just a little bit of a stretch. He gets a little bit of a slipstream maybe even, and he gets to P5. He doesn't improve. That's don't know what happened there in the last sector. I think Alex got a toll from his teammate. Now onto the line, he's improving on his time, but this is going to be important for the last sector, and he does. Only 600ths. That is a very close lap time, and now Philip is also trying to get back into that gap that is right now 7 tenths and trying to eat back a little bit and get closer to that pole position time, because they're all fighting for it. It seems like all 3 teams have got performance. Oh, that's a very hard tap on the wall. Oof, that's certainly going to, that surely has to give some damage, but he does make the lap and he does improve. He just has to come back now and try one more time. I don't even know if that's possible with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. He's got to do the in lap and then he's got to do another out lap and hope that you get to the line in time for that last attempt.
Yeah, this the last corners, it's quite tricky to get this right, that you don't get too much of the sausage curb, because then you're in the wall, and as we saw that you lose a lot of time there. Maybe you can talk about what do you think about this track? How it's to drive? Is it fun to drive? Is it challenging?
It's not my favorite personally. I mean, last year it was an absolute pain. I remember. I mean, the HRT has got Magnum engines, and they have been in a bit of a pickle the last 1.5 years, especially with money and finances. So their engine power has been a bit on the low, So yeah, I mean, this track was absolute pain, especially last sector. You were losing 1 second alone to at that time Vanguard, who were the quickest team. They're still very quick, obviously, but yeah. So it was basically a survival race. We weren't quicker than anybody on the straight, and yeah, there's nothing really special about that race. But I mean, the layout's fun. It's a bit of a as Murner, just another improvement, 11.6.
Incredible.
it's. I feel like he's gonna go for another lap. Actually, he's been doing the two laps in a row this entire session. So maybe he's gonna do another try. We're gonna see Poland's is purple, and he's a little bit behind. Maybe he can make it up in the last sector. We know that the Vanguard has a bit more pace, has a bit more power. He's got about 12 kilometers an hour more on the straight, and he's getting a slipstream from his teammate as well, returning the favor for Alexander Knežević here on his teammate, trying to get pole position. This is very important for Poland's title charge, especially now that he's got this close of a gap to P2. Now it comes across the line and he goes to pole position so far. And this is an amazing lap if it does stick. And it is, I mean, you're always kind of keeping this guy in the back of your mind when you look at qualifying. You know, he just somehow gets the lap together when it counts. And that is a 1-3 at the moment for Vanguard, which is extremely good for them. He is on his lap now though, so I don't know if there's anybody else on the lap. I think it is Axel though. Axel's improving a little bit. As now Murno comes back actually. Snatched back pole position with only 24 thousandths back. Very, very impressive. I mean, knew that there's a second lap in there, and I feel like it might be related to either tire temperature or, you know, more grip on the second lap because of fuel or something like that. But now, yeah, we've got Axel. Axel's got to try and improve, especially for his teammate, to help him a little bit maybe in the race or even outperform him. And that is going to be a bit tricky, but obviously I feel like he's helping a bit more in the championship now, especially for Puška's title chance as well. Coming out across the line, trying to get that last sector right. It looked like a tidy last corner, but it goes to P4. That is very, I mean, you can be very happy about that. One more man that can dethrone Lucas Murno. He doesn't look too greatly through the first sector. It's yellow, but then the green second sector. He's all still there for the second row, maybe even P2 if he gets the lap together. But he comes across the line now, and it is going to be P3 exactly, right in the middle of the two Vanguards, and it is just enough to fight from that position. Axel's doing another lap. That is interesting. Another double run as well. We can see some other drivers bumping up as well. Tonon on his debut goes to P12, and for the Potenza team, doing a very impressive job. Now one more hairpin before the long straight for Axel Laflamme. He's doing two greens. He's an improvement. It looked a little bit slidey out of that hairpin. Maybe the tires are getting a little bit overheated. But one more corner, one more chicane to go until we can see if he can improve enough for P4 and try and get back in the... Oh, that's a big slide. I don't know if that hampered his exit too much, but it is going to be P5 for him, 5 tenths back. So I think that's it. I'm not seeing a lot more improvements.
Yeah,
I think that's qualifying.
Yeah.
Murno on pole.
As you said.
As I said, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know if there's been any upgrades from last race to this race. There's been almost a month, I think, in between. But I'll take you through the final results now. Lucas Murno on pole position with Pascal Polens lining up right alongside him. This is going to be a very tense first lap, I feel like. Then we've got Puška with Knežević in P4, with Axel Laflamme in P5 and Pekli in P6, rounding up the top 6. Then we've got Soriano in P7, with Meneghetti, Weller and the Maris rounding up the top 10. Moving on now from the rest of the grid, it is both of the HRTs outside of the top 10. Very unfortunate for them. It's Wolwern and Koritz. Then we've got Tonon, Frigoto and Rustemeyer for the top 15. Curtis and Gabriel Jubet for the first of the Apex drivers, with Macado, Self and Palauro in P18, 19 and 20. And the back of the grid is for Paolo Willami. A bit of an unfortunate result. I think he might have had a little bit more in the tank from what I saw before the race, but yeah. All right. We've got a warm up now for 10 minutes, so I feel like we've got a bit of time to speak. You know, what do you think of that qualifying? Was it what you expected from the performances of all those of everyone, or was there maybe a standout that you saw?
Again, Lucas Murno very quick today, leading every lap. He was quick, but Pascal Polens had it was very tight there at the end. As you said, you have to have you have a one eye on him, and but Philipp Puschke also there in the second row, and I think this will be an interesting start, especially into the first corner and the first two corners. I'm excited to see what will happen today, and especially with a quite narrow track there, an error can kick you into the barrier. Yeah, so I'm excited what we will see today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm kind of worried about the start because last year there was a huge crash, so it's obviously very tight, and the first two corners go in two different directions. So it's a very unique experience. I feel like because especially that second corner is so long that you could be slightly ahead in the first corner, and then someone else can come on the inside of the second one and take the lead. But I think pole position and all of the first, third, fifth, and stuff is going to be on the outside for the first corner. So there might be a huge dive from Pascal, especially if he gets a good start. But yeah, I mean, it was very tight. I didn't expect that at all, and it's going to be a very important start. I feel like, especially because of there's so much downforce that needs to be there. So obviously, if you're Poland, your P2 is gutting because obviously you were so close to pole position. But I feel like if he's close enough in that first lap, he can also make a move into the last 13, 14 chicane at the end of the lap after a very long straight if he gets a slipstream. So yeah, it looks very good for Murno at the moment, but I feel like he's a little bit down on straight on speed, and it could be a very possible overtake spot for Poland there. I don't know if we're gonna see any hard runners today. Well, obviously the dries have got 2 tires, but I feel like so far this season we've only seen 1. It might be interesting to see if there's going to be anybody that's going to be running the harder compound. Oh, that's a big crash. What has happened there on the warm-up there? As we've now heard that the race will be starting in 2 minutes, so we'll be jumping to the race session in 2 minutes. We're going to go and get on our way. Yeah. I'm just now looking at the starting grid. I mean, it's gonna be fighting all the way, all around the grid. But yeah.
And it will be interesting if it rains at the end of the
I forgot
race.
about the rain.
Yeah. So
It might even rain. Might even rain at the start. You never know.
Yeah. Another impressive work from Beta Julia, Jose Soriano on P7. Do you think he can do something today?
Usually is very strong at the start of the race. I remember from last year that the Beta was really good on qualifying performance and early race pace, but they were struggling a lot on tire wear, I think. And but I don't know if that's still this year. But I do know that Soriano has been very impressive. We all know that he's been impressive in other series, as he has been driving in some other series that I've seen, and I know that he's absolutely rapid. But yeah, I mean, he's always been a surprise, and he's been a tough cookie basically to fight in the races. In the last, when I was racing, he was doing amazing, and he kept me under pressure a lot of the times, and he was not making a lot of mistakes. So I feel like he can he could be a surprise, but I feel like there's just too big of a gap from Beta Julia to the top teams that it's going to be hard for him to get anything higher than P7 if it doesn't have any penalties or crashes or anything like that. But I mean, he's in the front seat. If anybody in the top 6 does, make a huge crash, he's right there. And we have seen crazier stuff in the past, so I'm certainly thinking that he's got a good chance to have like some crazy lucky race. But another very impressive performance is from Potenza, obviously in P8, Meneghetti. I think that's their first top 10 in qualifying. If I'm not, I mean, I'm not one to speak as I've not really been seeing too much of that. But I mean, they're currently in 6th in the standings. Oh no, actually they're not in 6th. They're 9th with only 3 points, close to Lucky Hamish, which both a bit more of a slow start. But maybe with this P8 they can make a good jump up to fight for that position. I think we're actually yeah. I just realized now we're missing both Snapline performance drivers, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we don't have them today.
So that's a bit unfortunate, but
Oh, okay.
when comes the rain? I've been asked. Oh, it's now on the grid. Okay. I can't hear it. Oh, the 5 red lights. I couldn't hear it. It's 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go. It seems like both get a pretty decent start, but it's Pascal. I think it's slightly better away, but it stays like this in the first 2 corners. Trying to do a little bit of a switchback, and we can see. Oh, that's Alex a bit worse off that second corner now. Now into turn 3 and 4, it is just how it started. Nobody making too many moves, maybe more in the midfield. I don't really know what happened there, what's happening. It looks like there might be a yellow flag in the first sector. Very good start from all of them. It seems like they're all very clean away, and they got off to a good start. Axel Flan now right behind Alexander Kresovic, trying to make a move. He's gaining on him, but he has to back out a little bit there, has to not crash into the back accidentally, for example. Very good start. It seems like everybody got away cleanly. Oh, he's going to go for the move down the inside of Alexander Kresovic. Oh, he just stabs him there on the tires. I don't think any body damage was done there. Now on the drag race in the last straight, I think it's got a little bit more to Alex's side here with the drag. And he's now tucking back in the slipstream. He's now back gaining, but he doesn't seem to be going for the move. As we now see, that is... Who's that going for the move on the Lucky Hamish car? It seems to be one of the United Racing Club cars now making the move. It's Dominic Rustermeyer now go into P13, overtaking Tina Curtis. And now Jose is trying to defend and attack at the same time. I mean, it's obviously the same, but it looked like he had a little bit of a worse exit now, right on the back. But everybody was pretty calm and pretty cautious at the start here. Not really a lot of moves, especially from the top guys. So it's going to be interesting to see if the strategy is going to do anything this race.
Oh, Micha on the pits maybe had an accident.
Oh, that's very unfortunate for him. He had a very good It looked like he had a very good qualifying, but he qualified P18 at the end there, and he has a big damage. So I think there's something happened at the back. Maybe a bit of a crash. His rear wing is gone.
Yeah.
As we see Kasper Koritz now jumping over the curb. He's down in P16. He lost out in the start after qualifying P12. Oh, what happened to Tonon there? A little bit of a jiggle into the hairpin, and he's now got pressure from Kasper right now behind him. But that's very close. But going for a little bit of a look there, trying to scare Beckley away, and now it's very, very close. As we now go into lap 3, it's still very calm. Everybody's pretty much in the train together. We're gonna see if anything is happening further up the grid. It seems like there's a fight between Kasper and Tina, as Kasper's losing out more and more positions from the start. And he's trying to find his feet, obviously, the first race of his campaign here in WMSC. Hoping to fight back in this race. It will be very interesting to see if he's going to be able to get his points on his debut. I needed to take a sip of my water. My mouth is running dry so quickly. As we can now see a bit of a gap, and it's Tonal now. Again in the hairpin, is he going to make the same mistake? Oh, he does! He's a bit deep, and then now get attacked from Curtis right behind him. On the straight here, gets in a bit more of the slipstream. Is he going to make a dive down the inside, or do I need to say she? I forgot. Down. No, it's too far back. There's nothing really that could be happening here. Here, go on.
Jabez got a warning for contact, so needs a little bit calm down.
Yeah. I can imagine that. Maybe he was involved with the Makado incident in lap 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no penalties yet. As we look back now at Soriano, is in fight with Beckley and Weller. It seems like there's a bit more of a gap forming from P4 to P5. Axel struggling a little bit to keep up with the top 4 drivers. And he's under pressure from Gabriel Beckley now. Woolborn is also cracked the top 10 and is now right behind in that train as well, with Meneghetti still in the top 10 after a pretty decent start for him. We can see that this train. We've got Casper now in P60. Maybe he can climb back a little bit of that deficit that he lost in the first couple of laps. Now right back on the straight, a bit of a slipstream. It seems like we've got Holland Racing Team with a lot less power than a lot of some of the teams. This has been the case all year, and the engine's not really where it should be. But hoping that he can make something happen here. Soriano's now. Oh, that's a very big exit for Beckley, and that's exactly what Axel needs, and also what Soriano needs, because he's now right on the back, and he's going to be able to maybe make a move somewhere in this lap. I mean, surely not here, because it's so tight and it's not really that much braking that you do normally. In this sequence. But he's keeping him under pressure, and Beckley's kind of feeling it seems like. But I think that's another bit twitch of the rear there for Beckley. So he's not really in the zone yet. It seems like, and he might be struggling a little bit with keeping the car in a straight line. And he's deep again. It seems like in a hairpin. So could Soriano now finally shape up the move on Beckley here with a better exit? But it seems like he's a little bit too far away. Now going down to P15, Curtis right on the back of Tonal. Oh, and he goes into the wall! Oh. Big crash! That is not good, and that's very unfortunate for the Lucky Hammers driver. He needs to come into the pits this lap to fix that, because you obviously do not want to drive around with a broken front wing. As he tumbles back into the pits, that was very odd how he crashed there. Maybe just a big twitch, and I mean that's the thing with these cars, they're so twitchy, so difficult to keep under control. As we now can see that Leonardo's doing a very good job. I mean, this is his first race, it's the first time I'm hearing from him, and he's doing a very good job of keeping in the top 15. His teammate's in P10, so I feel like it's exactly what he needs to be doing for his debut, and he's showing what he can do. As we now still see that Poland is also still in the second with more now, so that's he's keeping up, and it's a very close fight still, and Pushka is also still right back in that train with a slight gap back to P4 of Knezovic. But maybe there could be a fight. I mean, he seems to be a little bit more calm and saving their tires. All of them, they seem to all be doing that. It might be a strategy game, but it seems like also Lapolenz wants to get on with it and go for the move here. But Soriano's got a good run again, only 2 tenths behind, and he's going to turn 1 with a very close together. But obviously there's quite a bit of dirty air, and it's especially in these first 2 sectors so difficult to keep up. And then you've got a big straight, but if you lose a lot of time in these sections, you're going to be too far back. But here's maybe a mistake for Beckley. Is this going to be a slam dunk move on the inside? It seems like no, because that for some reason he was bogging down a lot in that right-hand kink before the chicane. So far, what are your thoughts so far, Elias?
We have some battles between, as we see right now, Jose Soriano and Packley. But Poland and Murnau aren't that far away like it was in the end. He's going... can he get it? No. But it was a good move. It was a good chance to overtake him there.
Now with the slipstream, he's going to go for the outside. He's going to go for it. And this is the finally that he's able to get the run on him. And he's now they touch and he gets sent off the track. That's a bit dirty. I mean, not dirty, but a bit iffy. Not sure who's mainly at fault there. It seemed like Soriano was far enough alongside to be granted space there, and he was kind of forced off there. So he's got to restart and retry to get close and get a run on him. But it seems like Packley is really struggling in the early stages of this race.
Yeah, he isn't in the move like his teammate Murnau. But we have information about the Scuderia Cesario. They changed their engine today, so they have 50 horsepower advantage against the Vanguard. Maybe this is... Maybe this was a good thing for the qualifying.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but now that obviously shows that they've maybe done a good move here, because I feel like otherwise it would have been a lot more difficult for them to perform well. And obviously it's been a very hard couple of seasons for Packley in the Cesario team, especially going up against one of the fastest drivers I think I've ever seen on this game or on this series. It's mentally it's obviously a tough task, because you got someone against that you've got to compare against that is so extremely competitive, and that just if you get beaten consistently, it's obviously very difficult to keep it in a positive, and you might start over-pushing, trying to find something, and you might lose a little bit of confidence in the car, especially over a couple of races. That's almost a crash now between Chubet again with Pelaro. Don't know what exactly happened there, but it seems like he's very close, and he's maybe even trying to get the move here. No, it doesn't seem like that is going to go and happen. But it seems like there's a lot of cars in the second with each other, but nobody really being able to get a move done. As obviously without the arrest, it's a pretty difficult thing to do. This is a very good run now for Soriano. He's going to go for it. No. Oh, and he taps the rear of Cesario, and they both go off the track. Going off the sausage curve. This is... Oh, that's not ideal. It might be good for Weller. He's now having a run on the inside. Is it going to be 3 wide? No, it's going to be 2 wide between them two. Into turn 1, and Soriano just about keeps ahead. I mean, this is quite a couple of mistakes from both of them, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and I'm excited what race control says about that, because they said before that Packley and Soriano have to keep their heads down, and maybe this was a bit too much for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened there. It seems like they were braking at the same time, and then it kind of just... He was closing very rapidly, and they just tapped on the rear, but it's a bit tricky. Maybe there's been damage from that. The nose tends to get damaged quite quickly on this car, so it doesn't really affect pace too much, but you obviously have to be a bit more careful. But this is a good run from Pascal Poland in the slipstream. He's been able to keep it in the slipstream, maybe even save his tires a little bit more because of that slipstream, but at the same time, obviously, the heat of the car ahead might give you a little bit more trouble with the tire wear. As we've now seen, Soriano's trying again. This is a very entertaining battle between two very impressive drivers. I feel like Soriano is showing off some extreme pace in that car. But they're both making quite a couple of mistakes in wheel-to-wheel combat here. So it'll be interesting if it goes over the limit, and if they hopefully not, and hopefully they keep it on track and keep it clean. But yeah, this seems like a very interesting battle and a very cool battle, and it's just Weller sitting right behind them with Wolben as well. It's just they're in the train. Obviously, if you're the second in the train, you can have a move because you have that slipstream, and the car ahead doesn't. Car ahead of you doesn't. But if you're someone like Weller or Wolben, there's nothing you can really do because those guys, you are getting slipstream, so It's not like you get more slipstream if you're the third or fourth car. So that is a very big challenge to make a move. You're just kind of hoping that they're sending each other off so you can take the crumbs and... Oh, sorry, Alan. Oh, looking his rear. On going into the corner, slides a bit. And another slide there. Is a bit out of shape. Just unfortunate, but he's still having the run here. Can he finally make the move, make it stick? He's going on the outside again. Last time it didn't really work. Beckley braking a lot later, and he's got to go back out of it. And it's a little bit of a worse exit as well. So it seems like another overtake attempt that didn't work out. But he's now going for the move again on the inside. Now he goes back to the racing line. And Weller's now right back again. They're so close together, all four of them. This is a very exciting battle. And my bias is a little bit, hopefully that Janus can make something happen here, because that would be very good for our championship. But yeah, I don't mind that too much right now.
They're just waiting what will happen, so they maybe can
pass
through both of them and then drive away. Because I think that Beckley, well, on wall 1 can be quicker.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing that right now. It seems like Beckley is struggling a lot in race pace.
Yeah.
Qualifying, he looked a lot better and a lot more competitive. But now it feels like he's holding up the entire pack right now. And yeah, it's going to be tricky for any of them to make moves. So they just have to wait for something to happen in front of them, because right now it's impossible to make a move if you've got two drivers fighting ahead of you, especially if they're blocking the entire track together. As we're moving back to the front of the grid, it's been a very close fight at the top, but it's not been a very entertaining one. They've just been sitting in each other. The Polish basically sitting in the slipstream and in the second, been chilling. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously still the looming of the rain in the air. Maybe it hits, maybe it doesn't. Maybe some of the drivers are going to go longer because they're hoping to get the rain, and they're going to have to do a stop less. These tires do wear quite quickly, especially the fronts, because if you turn a little bit too much, they wear like so ridiculously quick. Yeah, it's also with the temperature. Like as soon as you overheat or like lock a brake or lock, the front left tire, for example, the front left tire is completely dead for the next 4 laps because you have to cool them down again, and it's very difficult to get that cooling in the tire from this mod basically. So it's been. That's really tricky. So that's what making the racing very tense, because if you make one mistake under braking, if you try to go for a dive bomb when you lock your tires, you might be losing about 5 tenths in the next 4 laps, every lap basically, to try to get the tire back under control, because they are very difficult to get into a good window, and they overheat very quickly. So yeah, that's another thing you got to look at, especially, and I feel like that's maybe why Poland is also hanging back a little bit more and trying to keep it as calm as possible, to keep the tires in a good window, obviously.
Yeah. What do you think is the best overtaking opportunity here, where Jose Soriano could take a move to pass Beckley?
Well, I mean, it's been a couple of times now where we've seen that into the hairpin, he's had a good run and he's on the inside, and that just compromises his line on the exit. As we now see Poland, he's very close. Will he be able to get the exit on Murno and finally make the move, or maybe even make a move? Because I don't think we've seen a move yet. As we've now seen now just heard that a 5-second penalty for Gabriel Jubet for a crash, I think, somewhere. Yep. But Pascal Poland is going for the lead now on the outside of the chicane. Murno defense is on the inside. A textbook defense from Murno, basically, keeping the position now. But that's the first attack we've seen from Pascal Poland. Now going into turn 1 and 2, I mean, it's seeming very close. It might have been that Poland has been sitting back a little bit to keep his tires in a better window and be able to save a bit more of the tire wear, to be able to be a bit quicker right now and pounce at the end of a stint. I don't know how long a stint here will take, because it's been a bit of an unknown in terms of tire wear every round. But yeah, I feel like we're gonna be seeing the softs until the rain, because the softs are just so much quicker than the hard. The hard is not usable. It's that's back marker. Yeah, it's Mercado already. I was like, what's that on the side of the track? But that makes sense. Pascal is like once again right back in the. That's very close. Whoa. Now on the straight. This is I mean that he had to back out of that, so that's why he's so far back now, and he's He's still gaining quite a lot, a tenth per or half a tenth per second almost. He's now right on the back. Is he going to be able to get a better exit? This normal straight is very difficult to make a move because it's a bit shorter. But it is a little bit gaining. I don't think he's going to do it. Nah, he sticks behind. He plays it smart. But yeah, he might be a bit better on tire wear right now. And don't forget about Pushka. I mean, you know, he's a bit farther behind. But if they start fighting too much, he's obviously right back in that fight. So, you know, I think Pushka's hoping that they start fighting a bit more now. But yeah, I mean, Soriano's still behind. It's been 16 laps with a 22-second gap to the leader now for Beckley, and that just it's more than a second per lap that he's slower, and it is slowing up the entire pack.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, someone like Soriano could be far ahead now if he would have made the move by the first time, and that's just the tricky bit of it. You know, you want to make those moves, but those moves do require, you know, perfection because of some of the braking. You know, in the first couple of rounds I had a lot of rear braking issues, and it's a thing that exists with these cars. If you brake too hard, you look the rears or the fronts, and you know, dive bombs are very hard to make. So that's maybe a reason why it's been so difficult to overtake, especially this race, since it's a very tight street track with only really one overtaking zone into the last chicane, which I feel like is the main one you would have in this on this track because of the straight before it, and I think we've seen the most action at that corner, and in this corner as well. We can hardly sell with the rear lock, just as I've been speaking about it. I mean, these cars really enjoy locking the rears for some reason. And he's now got slipstream. Will he be able to make a move on Amaris? Not a rear lock. I feel like his tires are absolutely dead at the moment. 2 rear locks in a row do not help the rear tires be in a better window. But yeah, we've seen this battle for 6th for so long now. I feel like Warborn is losing a bit of touch with that. He might have got a bit too much tire wear trying to keep up with these drivers, and he's now feeling the pain on those softs, or on those option tires, actually I should say. Yeah, I mean, I think a couple of cars have stopped. Maybe there's some interesting tactics going on, Elias, that you've seen. Ooh, Knezovic is in the pits.
In the pits, yeah. Yeah, maybe they think it won't rain today, so they need to have a 2-stop because it's a very, very, very long way to go now for 1 stop. So yeah, Knezovic comes in front of Peckley. That is important because Peckley is holding everyone up there, and now he have free air to get his lap times.
Yeah, it seems like they were all. Vanguard might have been waiting for that gap to be open enough, because it seems like they perfected that the pit stop lap basically, and come around right in front of him, in a bunch of clean air. As we Muna goes for the pits as well now. The lap after, he's maybe trying to cover off Knezovic. I'm not sure. It seemed, I don't know what that gap was, but he was still in the pits window, so he might have been. You know, he might have made this choice to cover off that, and that's something that you as Vanguard can do because you're in the same race. You know, you can use one driver to pressurize the rival. As now finally Soriano makes the move on Peckley. That was 19 laps in the making, and he's now finally made it ahead, and he's now in for clean air as well. We've got Weller now right on the back as well. Ooh, that's Peckley with looking the car. I don't even know what that tire that was. It looked like the rears, but also the front. So he's struggling big time. He needs to make a pit stop, really, I feel like, if he wants to keep any track position. But yeah, it's now finally time for Weller to try to take his chance, and Warburn is now catched up right back into this fight as well. So it's a big snap for Weller. But yeah, we've seen quite a lot of pit stops already from certain drivers. Uh, do you think this is going to be a 1 or 2 stop, or maybe even a 3 stop today?
If it don't rains, I think it will be a 2 stop. But the last stint needs to be extended a lot, because they pitted at lap 18, 19, and as you can see, that the tire is very degrading today. It could be a 3 stop when they are in the fight together. We will see, and we don't forget that it could be raining at the end of the race, and that could switch up everything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I've seen some people testing out the hard tire in this race. I don't know if it's going to be a viable option. So far this season, it's shown that it isn't. But this soft tire is wearing, I would say, reasonable 20 laps per stint, especially for those top guys. So that's too little to make work for the entire race. So either they're counting on some rain, or they're going to go for a hard tire for their second or their third stint. It will, I think it seems like they would have to drag out these next 2 stints with the softs to be able to do a 2-stop with only softs. I feel like otherwise they have to go for the hard or even the rain tire, but it's not sure if there's going to be rain. It goes up to 20% at the end of the race.
And as you can see, I'm Peckley now in the pits, I think, or was it Weller?
Weller.
Weller. And as you can see, Soriano is a second quicker than Peckley.
A lot quicker, yes. But we also see someone else being very quick. It's Lucas Murno now, and he's sitting at a 1:12 after the pit stop, and he's now cutting out a second a lap to Pascal Polens. So I feel like when he pits, it's going to be a gap of like 3 or 4, even 5 seconds if Polens stays out for longer. And this is going to be a very interesting strategy. Maybe Vanguard knows something that we don't. Maybe there's going to be rain at the perfect time, and that's why they're staying out for so long. But the SMMs is also staying out for longer, so it might be that they have seen something in the strategy that they're going to execute. Maybe Muno's doing a 3-stop, maybe Pascal's doing a 2-stop.
Yeah.
That's going to be the strategy game today, and I think there's going to be a very big strategy game today. But in the past we've seen a lot of times where Vanguard absolutely nailed on strategy. So I'm very curious to see which side is going to do, which side is going to go on. Danny Weller now going for the move on Tonon for P12, trying to get into that top 10, but it's still a very big gap to that top 10. As Peckley's now in the pits, finally going off those first stint tires. I mean, maybe they're splitting the strategy with Cesario, trying to rescue some of that track position that he lost, trying to go long, trying to maybe go for a pit stop less. Because obviously every single time they do 2 laps more, even 3 laps more in one of these stints, they can make it to lap 69, and they'll be able to do 2-stop. So, yeah. Thank you, by the way, Michael, for saying that I'm doing a fine job. I'm doing my best. My water bottle is almost empty, so if I am not careful, I might have to refill it at some point, unfortunately.
And we have first DNF. Harley Self isn't racing anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I think his season so far has been absolutely atrocious. He's told me as well that he doesn't really enjoy these cars too much this season, so he's been struggling a lot, trying to find more performance, but it just seems like it's not really his car as well. As we now see, that's for some iron pit, yeah. Going for that first pit stop as well. So far in the race, we've got 2 penalty drivers with a penalty, and that's Jubet with a 5-second and Palau with a 5-second. They are not in the top 10 at the moment, so it seems like it's not going to matter too much for the points positions, but still, it could be. I mean, we've not seen any incident yet that can result in a safety car or even a virtual safety car, code 80. I mean, all of that's still in play. I mean, something like that could happen in the strategy that could switch up who's looking the best there right now.
As Lucas Murno, a quick lap after quick lap after quick lap. He closes the window for Poland and Pushke.
1.2 last lap. It's only 1 second last lap though. So he's still taking 1 second a lap out of Poland's lap times, which is concerning. I know that an undercut is extremely powerful. Oh, that is Axel Flam. Wait, what happened to Axel Flam? He had a he's going. Oh, he's got a damaged car. He is crushed somewhere in this lap.
Front wing. Yeah.
His steering is bent as well, and he is not looking good. That is very unfortunate for him as well. That's gutting. I don't know what happened to him. Unfortunately, we don't have replays this race, so we won't be able to see what happened. You just stay out of the way of everybody, not make any more drama or any more crashes. What is he doing there? That's a bit dangerous, potentially. Moving to the right there. Maybe he couldn't do anything about it because of the steering. But yeah, now Alex is also back into P4, and this is not good for Ciuman. They're obviously in a constructors battle as well, and they're going to lose out big time if Axel Flam can't keep up or get back into the points after pit stop. Yeah, so Pekli is now fighting with Kuritz, who hasn't yet made a stop. So I think that's a bit out of context, and he's going to struggle a bit more keeping up the pace. So Weller's now right on the back of Kuritz, and he's going to go for the outside. Yes, he doesn't make it's a pretty easy move. Yeah. As you can see with the power difference, the slipstream. Jose Soriano is in the pits as well, going for another set of soft. And Axel's obviously still in the pits, and he's now just done, so he's not too far back. I expected him to maybe be a little bit further behind, but he's still in the top 10, so I feel like he still has got a good opportunity to get it back into top 6 or top 7, which is at least something in this race. It's only 13 seconds between 13 seconds between Murno and Pascal Polens. It is way more than a pit stop, so I feel like the best case scenario for Polens. As now is pushed in the pit. Yep, he's probably going to go for another set of softs. Everyone is on the same tire. Into the pits now. But yeah, as I was saying, Pascal, best case scenario for him would be a Code 80 or a VSC or something like that to stay ahead. But there's got to be a reason for staying out for so long, to keep to let that gap come down for so much. I mean, if it stays like this, it's going to be an insanely hard gap to close. But I mean, we know how much better a new tire is, and Murno is still on low in the mid 12s against the mid 13s from Poland, so that's still going down. But it's very consistent lap times, so those tires are not looking like they're gonna hit the cliff anytime soon. So yeah, I mean, it's game on between those two. And Frigotto doing a good job. I don't think Frigotto has pitted yet. Nope, he has not. Nope. In P5, so he will probably get into the pits relatively soon. But I mean, we've seen the earliest pit stop at lap 15, I think, lap 19, somewhere around that.
About, yeah.
Yep, and there's still people out there in lap 27, so the tires are holding on quite well, and I didn't expect that, but they're doing a very good job. He's crawling through that hairpin though. So yeah, it's pretty much game over. I mean, he's got the very low drag, so on the drag race, it's pretty much impossible to make a move. So he's got to time it correctly here, Soriano. And that's almost no space, almost crashed into each other. But that gap was a bit too close for the car to fit in there, and he's now going for the move again, maybe. He's going for the outside now into turn 1, and now Beckley's going for the move around the outside.
Yeah.
So that would be it's not what Soriano wants, to have that Beckley right back in front of him and having to re-overtake him. This is, I mean, if he can't make the move soon, it's gonna be eat or be eaten. If the move doesn't happen, and it's now that he's got to defend instead of attack. As we can tell, Pascal Polis is in the pit lane. He is finally making his pits up a lap 27, so that is a good 10 or 8 laps later than Murno. So that's going to be a very big tire offset. So it's going to be interesting to see how that will play out. But I feel like Pascal's going to be able to do that 2-stop, fine now. He's going to make it to the end on the 2-stop. So it's maybe Murno can stretch out the laps now and he can go through. Oh, that's a huge incident. That was, I think, massively over the limit. I don't know for who that was, if it was Frigotto's fault or Soriano's. From what I saw for a second, it seemed like it was Frigotto moving Soriano to the wall too much. I don't know. It doesn't really look like they've got too much damage, but that was a bit over the line. So interesting to see what the race directors will think about that. But this is now a six car train or five car train? No, six car train for P5 here, and they're all being held up by Frigotto. That is not what you want, and it's going to be probably an easy switch on the main straight. Oh, they have already switched. It's a 9-second gap now. That's
going wide and a Flam. This
Janus now making a move on the outside of Gabriel Peckley, is now hoping to get a better exit. They have got a lot less power on the engine than Peckley. I don't think that HRT have moved on to a new engine yet. So they're already down on power with a base engine, and then now they've got absolutely no power. So
look at the straight and the Flam.
Oh, the Flam! Oh,
again.
Oh, that's game over. It seems like that is not what you want to have, especially if you already had a crash. But that's a very big dive from Wolborn, and he's now in front of Danny Weller. It seems like he was defending, but didn't make the move again. I mean, Soriano has to make the move as soon as he can now. He's getting so much pressure from the drivers behind. And now Peckley's going for the move on the inside, and that's a big dive. They just keep each other alive. And he's now on the outside of the next corner, and he's got the next straight, and he's ahead. And he's ahead. Peckley makes the move, a beautiful move in the chicane, but it's still not done. It's now done. Peckley makes the move. Oh, and Johannes toughs him, and Soriano seems a bit out of shape now. Will he make a move into the hairpin? I mean, he's got to, because on straight line speed it's not going to happen anyway. On the outside, it doesn't get any space. He gets forced on the grass, and that gives Danny Weller the move back into P8. His movement every single lap, but now it's going to be Gabriel Peckley finally going for the move on Frigotto. And after having held up the entire train for 3 laps, it seems like they're finally released. And now Soriano's making the move on the outside as well, but he's not been giving enough space fully over the Sochi curb. And he's got to defend now from Danny Weller as well as Frigotto. Now we have Robon on the inside. He's being pushed a lot to the inside. It's now side by side into the corner. Both of them. Oh, and that's a big slide for Frigotto. So they just about make it through, and without too big of crashes.
Now he is at the end of the pack, and he didn't pit, so I think he will come in very, very soon.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that was for Amaris or something to hold the entire train up for so long. I don't know what the game strategy was, but
crazy battle there.
Yeah, I mean he's doing 1 minute 14s, and the rest was all doing 13s and 12s. So yeah, it seems like he was just losing too much time, and I would expect him to go into the pits very soon.
Yeah.
But it's all back for Soriano to try and get back into Peckley, but it seems like Peckley might have found his groove finally in this race and is now a good second ahead of Soriano. And he might just get back into his own space now. We've seen now that past a couple of lap times, it's been a 5/10 or 4/10 improvement for Poland as well. So now Kasper Koorts is going for the move on Amaris, back into P11 on his debut. A fine move, I would say. A pretty textbook move on the inside for the last corner, and he's now into the top 11. Axel now back in P14.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's almost being lapped by his own teammate. He's a bit more back in the straight, and that's an absolutely destroying. I mean, I feel like 2 of those crashes could destroy your confidence in this race, and it might be difficult for him to get back into his groove, and maybe even getting points would be extremely difficult from now on. I mean, they still have half a race to go. So far it's been an entertaining race, more entertaining than if I would be driving at this point. But yeah, this has been a very good, fun battle, especially because of everybody in the train fighting each other. But Frigoto has not done a pit stop yet. I don't know what they're trying. Maybe a 1-stop?
Maybe.
I mean, I would be expecting the tires to be hitting 0% by this time, but they're still alive. I don't think punctures are.
Yeah.
They might be waiting for some rain. Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, that could be.
They could be waiting for rain. Yeah, they. I mean, it could be that they're coming soon. I don't know if anybody's got forecast on that. It seems like it does look the same doom and gloom overcast that it has from the start of the session, basically. And it's going to be. I mean, waiting for so long. There's got to be something happening soon. Oh, Pushkin makes the move now on Knežević for P3. He's finally back ahead now, and he can start pushing and close up to Poland's maybe. Depending on what the pace is. It seems like Poland has been doing slightly better lap times than Lucas Moore now. It's been 2 to 4/10 per lap that he's been gaining back. He's only 7 seconds behind now, so he's gained about 2 seconds or maybe 1. It's fluctuating a lot, but it seems like he's gaining about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds in the last couple of laps. But Soriano is right back behind Beckley.
And Frigoto now the pits.
They're finally pitting now. Yeah, it seems like they've maybe waited too long.
Yeah. Soriano's quick again, and he's catching up to Beckley.
Yeah, I mean, it's right back, and it's gonna be the same fight we've seen at the start of this race. Hopefully, like for Soriano, you would hope that it wouldn't take as long to overtake, but it seems like he's got just more pace than the Cesario man. Yeah, I mean, this is still the same train. Danny Weller has been sitting behind almost the entire race. Hopefully, I mean, you would hope for this entertainment that he's gonna try something soon. And it's Kuritz now in the points as well in P10. Has somebody made a second pit stop?
Manigretti was in pits and Frigoto.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
33. Yeah.
They've now made their second pit stop, and that could be an early stop. I mean, he's pitted lap 15, so he's probably going for a 3-stop, I would say, Manigretti.
Yeah, could be.
But we've now seen that Poland has been absolutely decimating that gap. It's been 5 tenths last lap, and he's been gaining a couple of tenths every single lap. This might have been what the strategy was, and it's going to be very good for them if they're going to do a 3-stop against a 2-stop. Because if you see the gap is so much closer now, and he pits an extra time, you're obviously going to have about a 15 to 18 second gap for the last stint, and that's going to be a lot more manageable for Poland. Unless obviously Morna goes for a longer stint and goes for that. Amory's now in the pits as well, going for another soft. It seems like nobody's trying the wet with the hard today. Yeah, I mean, I've been hoping that somehow there could be a fix for that tire. I think there has been a bit of conversating about that as well in the paddock. But so far it seems like that it's still not the tire to be on at all times. So. Maybe when it gets more to the summer and the track gets really hot, for each round you're gonna have to try and harder tire to keep it under control. We saw that last year obviously as well. At the start of the season, the softs were the clear choice, and then a couple of races in, going into the European season with all of those hot races, you could see a massive shift in everybody using the medium and hard tires for that year. So maybe we could see it another time this year, but for now it seems like everybody is just on one tire. And the rules have changed actually for this year. You don't have to change your compound. You can be on the softs all race. And last year you obviously had to do 2 different compounds. So I mean that's a difference from last year. But now Soriano's a bit more closer, and he's only 2 tenths behind. He's getting the run back on Beckley. Is he going to go for the outside again? Yes, he will. He's been going. I mean, there wasn't a lot of room for the inside, and now Beckley comes back under the braking. And that is a very impressive braking game for Beckley, getting back on the brakes and getting back ahead in the chicane. And there's got to be something that Soriano has to do in order to make the move stick, because he keeps pulling ahead on the straight, and then in the corner he loses out because he has to be cautious or brake earlier. As the gap is now only has shrunken from 9 seconds behind after the pit stop to only 4.5 between Murnau and Polenz. This is going to be a very icy battle when they get back to each other. Ooh, that's maybe a bit held up by one of the Dano design cars. But I mean, it looks very impressive from Polenz now after the pit stop. 8 laps of a difference. And he's clawing back all of that advantage that he lost, or that disadvantage from pitting so late. And it seems that he's getting it right back on those fresher softs. And I feel like soon it might the softs might crumble. As now Soriano makes the move on the inside this time, it seems like he might have learned from his previous attempts that the outside wasn't the way to go, and he's now made the move back at the P5. A very strong performance so far for Soriano, I must say, as he's now in the top 5 for Beta Julia, and that is very good for their push to in the constructors, especially since so far this season they have been in P5 in the standings. I mean, they're just defending that for Bravo's no, and then a result like that would be extremely positive for them. Axel's struggling. It still seems like it doesn't click for him. He's doing 1 minute 12, the same pace, maybe even quicker actually than what Lucas Murnau is doing. So he still's got the pace, but it hasn't gone his way this race. And Pushka's been doing high 1 minute 12 as well. So it seems like the quickest out of the top 3 drivers has been Pascal Polenz. Another 6 tenths quicker now than Murnau in the last lap. So he's only 3.8 seconds back now. And it's going to be only a couple of laps before he's going to be able, right on the back of that Cesario. Has Weller made another pit stop? No, right?
No.
So Wolborn has made a move maybe on Weller. I'm not sure. Maybe doing a bit of a overcut might have worked. He pitted 3 laps later than Weller. Maybe Weller made a mistake, maybe he spun. I'm actually not sure. I don't know if you've seen anything like that happen, but...
I didn't see anything of that. Maybe it's from the fight, from the 5 or 6 car fight, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
He didn't have the quiet exit of turn, and Warborn switched through.
Well, that's odd on the game. It says that Beckley, Pushka and Frigoto haven't pitted yet, but I'm pretty sure they both have. Everybody has made a pit stop so far?
Yes, everybody was in the pits once.
But it seems like at the moment between this fight between Janus Warburn and Danny Weller, it's actually Janus Warburn who's been doing the better laps. And 13.8 against Danny Weller's 14.7 is a second quicker, or 9 tenths. So he's in free air. He's enjoying that free air, and now it's Danny Weller's in the pits, going for maybe an undercut.
Yeah, maybe he was in pit at lap 21.
So would that be? Yeah, that would be a 3 stop, right?
Yeah, it have to be.
That's
Because
another
it's a long way to go now.
Yeah, that's another 30 laps. Yeah. I mean, people have been doing 30 laps, so in this race, I think, on one tire. Yeah, and if, some of the drivers like Amaris and Frigoto have done 30 laps, so it's possible, but I wouldn't think that's the best way to go from here if you just made a pit stop.
Good move from La Flamme here.
Yeah, he's crawling himself back up the positions. Now P12. There's a very big gap though. Another 7 seconds to the points. But I think points will still be possible for Axel. But he's already made 2 big mistakes, so another one is it's not impossible. And I mean, if you're Axel right now, you really don't want to make another mistake.
Yeah.
It feels like that was a very bad exit for Tonon. And he's now on the inside and he just makes that textbook move. Obviously, a mistake like that will be punished right away by a Scuderia SCM motorsport driver. But Tonon on his debut for Potenza has been doing a very good job.
Yeah.
I would say I'm very impressed today. I mean, Potenza hasn't been able to score the best, but it's now Frigoto going on the outside of Tonon, now making the move as well into P12. Is still behind La Flamme. What is the lap time difference? It is okay. There's quite a bit of a lap time difference. About 8 tenths slower. Frigoto is. As we now see Poland has
catching up.
Yeah, he's catching up rapidly. Another 4 tenths or 3.5 tenths in the last lap. He just keeps on chipping these tenths away per lap, and he's now only 2.3, 2.5 seconds behind the leader, who's just overtaken a couple of lapped cars, it seems like. So maybe that's also not in Muno's favor. You could maybe, I don't know. We haven't really seen any lap drivers behaving in the wrong way. Obviously, with rookies, there's always it's always a tricky first race. We've had in the past, obviously, a couple of drivers who didn't get out of the way, for example, didn't understand how the series operates in terms of that. But it seems like this race, everybody's been behaving, apart from some racing moves, which obviously can happen if you're in the moment. Is that Kuritz getting lapped? It seems like, yeah, that's Kuritz getting lapped.
Yeah.
Now, so that means that the top 8 is on the lead lap, and the rest is all a lap down, which is what has been the case in this series for a long time. That the gaps between cars are pretty big. Yeah, but.
Was a good drive for Koritz here in his first race. Currently running P9.
Yeah, I mean, he was drafted in only half week before this race. Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a tricky situation. I'm still involved with HRT. In a way, I'm not sure what my role is at the moment, but yeah, I've basically known Casper from a different series, and I was like, "Are you interested in racing?" And a couple of days later, he's here, he's performing, and he's in the top 10, something that I wasn't able to do all season long. But yeah, he's doing a very good first race, stepping into a new car, new series. That's pretty impressive. Oh, it's only 1 second now.
1 second, yeah.
That is a big difference. I mean, that's 6, almost 7 tenths. Now that he's gained in the last lap, he's. I feel like maybe it's kind of the tires dying off a little bit for Murno. Let's see if he's Poland's pace so far has been better because of the tire difference, but maybe now that's going to be a little bit more leveled out again. You never know.
And as you can see, Knezovic is hit.
Oh yeah. So the chance of rain at the moment is about 20%, and it will be more intense than if it would have hit early in the race. So let's say the rain will hit, it will be a surely move to the inters, or to the wet tires actually, because we've got one rain tire, and that tire has not been seen yet so far this season. So it will be a very unique scenario.
Both in the pits at the same time.
That is interesting. I did not think that was going to happen. I'm not sure why the split in strategy was decided while they both are now in the same lap. So yeah, this is going to be who's got a faster pit stop. They both have made their mark.
See?
Oh, Oh, Bottas made the
Oh,
move in the pit stop. He's got a quicker pit stop, and he's now ahead. And I feel like that's what Vanguard might have known, that they've got a better pit crew, and he's now right ahead of Murnau. So that is interesting, and he's now.
Oh, there's someone on the wall.
That's an HRT. It's Kuritz. Casper Kuritz in the wall, and that's surely. He surely can continue, but that is an unfortunate end to what is what was a very good start of his career here in WMSC. So that I feel like because he got going again, it's not going to be anything like safety car related, but yeah. It was a bit tense for those leaders to get through that section with the front wing laying half on the track. And yeah, now it's Pushka actually in the pit lane. He's gonna also go for the pit stop. It's the last pit stop of the race, and he might come out in front of Knežević, but that's gonna be a close one. I feel like the undercut for Knežević will be enough. 18 seconds for a pit stop, and it's not. It seems like not enough, but it's obvious. But on the other hand, you've got this straight line, so it seems like it's good enough for Pushka to be ahead.
Will be in front.
So it seems like it's now a fight between the top two. Obviously, Lucas Murnau. Am I seeing rain, or was that a graphical thing? I think it was a graphical.
I think it was a graphic.
Yeah. But yeah, it's now a straight fight between the leaders to the end of the race. If there's not going to be another pit stop, maybe there's going to be. Obviously, when there's going to be rain, it's going to be chaos.
Yeah.
But so far, it seems like this might be the last stint, but it's still a relatively long stint. So that is going to be. That's going to be very tricky to navigate. Obviously, the end of the last couple of laps, especially. Oh no, actually they just pitted. I forgot. Yeah, the end of the race is going to be very tricky for both of them. And it's going to be which driver can keep the tires in the best window while still keeping up the pace. As it's Poland's now with the fastest lap with an 11.7, but they're both doing 11.7, so they're right on each other. And it's yellow in sector 1. Who is that this time? And it's green again, so I don't think it's going to be any big incident. But yeah, I mean, so far
there's someone
somewhere.
No, okay, it's clear again.
Okay.
I think there was a car.
Oh, that's Apex.
Yeah.
It's in the wall. Yeah. Apex car. I think it is Gabriel Gibet, who might. Yeah, that's a tire. That's a rear wing off that. It's a retirement. Oh no, he's continuing.
He's lost his rear ring.
Is his wheel crooked? It might be interesting to see if there's more damage than just the rear wing. It seems like the car seems to be bent. Speckley is now in the pits.
Speckley in pit, yeah.
Might go for an undercut to get Soriano back, who was actually 5 seconds ahead before this pit stop. He's just ahead of Danny Weller again after the pit stop, so that undercut from Danny didn't get him back in front of, or get him in front of Speckley. So, yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of single incidents. I feel like a lot of people have been crashing without any help from anybody else. So, I mean, it's very unfortunate to see so many unfortunate incidents like this. But yeah, so far it's been a tight battle, especially between P1 and 2.
Yeah.
All race. It's been a very interesting. Very interesting comparison between those two. Soriano now in the pits with Warborn continuing. No, he's also in the pits, so they're both pitting on the same lap. And I feel like this is going to be the last pit stop of the race. There's only 22 laps remaining. Probably 23 for these guys because they're obviously a lap behind. Or were they? I don't think so. No, they're the same lap. So there's still 22 laps to go for them. So both of those guys could probably finish the stint on this tire. As for anybody who's pitted in this time frame, basically can all finish. We can all expect that they're going to finish this race on this tire.
No quick fastest lap time now. He's gaining a bit. on Poland's.
4.5 tenths.
And I think this is La Flamme there. Back
Yep.
marker. Yeah,
Just getting out of the way
Yeah.
nicely.
very fair. Yeah.
We can see some Palauer in the pits. Jubet's obviously in the pits fixing his entire car. Yeah, damage like that will take about 50 seconds to fix, which is basically at this point in the race game over unless there's like 2 safety cars in a row. There's yellow in sector 1. Something might have happened
Sorry, I know again.
with Rustenmeyer. Was that Rustenmeyer? Yeah, it was Rustenmeyer.
Yeah.
He's still yet to pit, so Soriano's back in P5. Which will be... oh wait, actually, that's... that gap between Beckley's has shrunk a little bit. He's gained 1.3 seconds in the last lap. Beckley has. Oh! Ooh, that's an optimistic dive for Murno there. That was very far back. That maybe was just a tactic to scare Poland to put extra pressure on him.
Yeah.
But this is going to be very tense the last couple of laps of field, especially because these two are both so extremely quick and so extremely consistent. It's going to be all of a game of who's got the most balls. But 4 tenths. I mean, the first stint was obviously a big strategy difference, but they still in the second with each other. They haven't been able to. Oh, that's a very deep from Muno. He missed his braking spot, it seemed like a little bit, and he almost hit Poland's, but they're still alive. Sorry. As I think Wolverine is down the pits, or no, he isn't.
No.
It's still it's a bit of a wrong in the graphic. My mistake. As we are now looking still at this fight, I mean, it's a bit further behind. I feel like Murno might have been able to make a move if not for that mistake in the hairpin. But both of these cars look very quick. I mean, Cesario really seems to be helped a lot by that new engine that they probably needed at this race. I feel like otherwise it would have been a pretty easy or a completely different story on this race. But it's now 1 second. He's back out in 1 second, and Murno needs to find back a little bit of pace, a bit more form to get back into this second. It's pretty much the only fight that's been going on, except for Curtis, who's now trying to make a move on Frigotto. Maybe soon.
Maybe Murno is a bit managing his tires because it could
Yeah.
be a little bit too warm after his late braking and a bit of wiggle there after the hairpin.
Yeah, I think for sure that's a big possibility that he just needed to calm it down for a little bit. That's a bit tricky there for Frigotto getting on the exit there. A bit squirrely. As we see, Tina Curtis is on the back. She might make a mistake. She might make a move here. I'm hoping I'm doing those pronouns right for her. Now on the exit there is really close.
Close,
Frigotto,
yeah.
very bad exit, and he's now so under pressure from Tina Curtis. This might be a move, but I mean, we know that the Lucky Hamish has got high downforce compared to the very low downforce from the Bravo, so she's got to make a move somewhere soon. And stays behind, try to go for the switchback. Oh, and she hits the back of that car.
But now maybe
Bravo.
she can
Yeah, now this is
have it
slipstream.
with slipstream. Yeah.
You gotta wait for the right moment, especially when you got more drag.
But look, Frigotto is very quick on the straight.
What? That is crazy. That's very, very crazy to see how with the slipstream there's still no dent in that Bravo. On that, maybe even a bit less of a bit worse of an exit compared to Frigotto, but Murno is now arrived back at the scene behind Poland's. He looks a bit more alive though. Than it seems like Poland has got the car more on the smooth and more under control. And Murno's car is a bit more moving around. It might be that obviously with those rear tires locking up, or not even the rear tires locking up, But after that going deep into the hairpin, it might have been that the tires have lost a bit of performance, or maybe that's why he's so alive in these corners, and he needs to get the car back under control. But yeah, we've not seen any rain so far. I'm not sure if it's gonna hit still. Kind of hoping for that to happen, obviously, to hopefully spice this race up a little bit more. But it's now Tina still very close behind, but when you've got a lot more drag, you can see the difference in that rear wing and how much wing there actually is. Yeah, that's pretty hard to. Ooh, Morno back with a little bit of a scare. The Polands is really trying to get in the mirror of Polands there and to keep scaring him off there. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be working, but it's the best strategy they maybe can use right now to put the pressure on and to make one big move. But here's Tina right on the back. I mean, she got to make the move somewhere here because there's just more corners and it's more to the strength of that lucky Hamish car. But Frigato is doing his absolute best to defend, and on the straight it seems very difficult for her to make a move. Ooh, and that's a very big snap in the chicane. Almost went through the wall, but survived. Now see Tonon in the pit lane for his... Is that his second pit stop? Yep, yeah. His second pit stop. Now on the last stint, he's got only about 16
laps roundabout, yeah.
Yeah, so that will be an easy stint for those tires because we've seen so much longer. So now Janus Woburn is getting out of the way of the leaders. Not really the return that Woburn really wanted before the season started. Actually coming back to his team where he won 2 championships in a row in 23 and 24. But the Holland Racing team has not really been the same team after that second championship. Well, we've only got about 15 laps to go. It seems like this fight might go to the end of the race.
Yeah.
Not really sure who's got the upper hand in terms of pace. It seems like they're doing very equal laps. One lap it's Murno doing a quicker lap, and the other one it's Pascal. But they're constantly in the low 12s, so absolutely insane pace. I mean, remember pole position was an 11.6, and they're only 4/10 away from that right now.
That's quick. And
now they just have the rear.
Touch.
That is completely killed the momentum of Murno on the exit there, and don't know if he's going to be able to make any move into the chicane here. He's gaining though, but he's going out of the slipstream. Very interesting. Maybe he wants to stick behind a little bit more or cool the engine, because obviously the engine can heat up a lot, and if he's done a little bit more aggressive on the cooling, that might not work obviously when you're following, but when you're leading that might be a little bit quicker. So that might be the reason why he's out of the slipstream. But now Tina's all over the back of Frigato still, but he can't really seem to make a move stick. Feel like Tina would have a bit more pace than Frigato.
Frigato is very quick on the straight, so he gains a lot of time there.
Yeah, I mean the difference in pace is Tina's doing 14 ones and then 15s from Frigato. Tono now on the inside of Amaris for just out of the points. I mean, completely lost the car. Amaris in the wall, lost his front wing. He can continue though, luckily for him.
Yeah, but he needs to do a whole lap now without a front wing. So
I mean that is good for Frigato and Curtis, I guess, but and Koritz. But Murno's still on the back. I mean, it seems like they're doing the same that they've been doing in the first stint, but in the first stint it was Murno leading. But I mean, still going to be traversing this traffic. There's a lot of traffic in front of them actually.
Yeah.
But Murno's not good on this first 2 corners, and he's now almost out of the second. And that would be very good news for Poland. Might finally get the breakaway he really needs in his Vanguard. I mean, same thing for the constructors. I mean, this is going to be a very big result for Vanguard if they get this over the line, and Axel doesn't really make any more gains in terms of points. That's going to extend their lead in the championship in the constructors. Tina now still behind. It's kind of like the same thing. There's a little bit too much dirty air, maybe, or maybe it's too risky to go for it in the first sectors, and then in the last, this is no straight on speed to compete with that. Bravo.
They're quite even on the straight, as you can see. Lucas Murno and Pascal Poland.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I feel like the wing difference. Obviously, the Vanguard has been running the low downforce, so the second lowest in terms of downforce, the rear wing for the entire season, and the Cesario. Now the very good move there for Tina is now on a better exit, but has to let by the I think that's a, who was that? That's a Peckley? I think that was Peckley. Yeah, you have to let Peckley go.
Yeah.
So that kind of completely killed the move that he was trying to make. But yeah, I feel like the difference in the new engine for Cesario is making up for the difference in the rear wing with the more drag that they've got. And obviously a slight bit of slipstream is going to help him as well on that straight. Another couple of drivers that he got to let go. Now that is, again, I think that's the leaders. So that's so much traffic for the leaders to traverse. Wow. That's not good for them for their fight. Obviously, this is a part of being a driver in the series. You got to do with this traffic. But Murno's now 8 tenths behind, and that is not a good last sector. I think he lost a little time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 tenths slower than Poland's last lap. That is not what you need. I think a big part of that is obviously the traffic that held him up a bit there. But he's going to need a bit of luck maybe with how the traffic is going and what parts he gets in and whatnot. Tina, again, very close, but she's making a couple of mistakes here and there. I think maybe getting a little bit frustrated of being behind for so long, not being able to make a move. You start driving a little bit more, maybe more aggressive and a little bit less cautious. And obviously these cars need caution. Oh, now that's a gap cut short. That might be again. This gap is being cut in half now, and Murno's got another good chance to maybe make a move. But I mean, it has to be somewhere, and it's not really seeming like he's got the 2/10 gap or the 3/10 gap that he needs for the last straight to really make a move on Pascal. And I mean, at the same time, Pascal's doing exactly what he needs to do. He keeps his car in the right positions, has got the most consistent pace so far. I mean, Murno's last lap was 4 tenths quicker again, so they swapped their laps pretty much around. But yeah, I mean, it's basically they're doing the exact same lap times except if they've got like some traffic in a corner here or there. But they're doing pretty much identical stuff here, so that is very cool to see from two completely different car development directions. So
She can't get it done, as it's very difficult to overtake in corners there.
it might just be that she needs a very...
Yeah,
okay, that was a bit odd.
Yeah.
Get out of the way, but maybe she just needs to stick close to one of these guys that are lapping, and then bounce and move as soon as Frigoto has to get out of the way as well. Seems like the only way that she can make a move. But that's pretty much what's possible. Then after that's such a big gap to P11. Yeah, Rostermeier in the points though for the first time I think this season. Getting a chance to get his first points of the season is what I mean. Both URC cars are in the points, doing a very good job. So let's do a couple of predictions before the last couple of laps start.
Yeah.
What do you think? Who do you think is going to win out both of these drivers?
That's a very difficult question. If Poland manage his tires and his
Oh, that's going to move for Murno. Oh, Murno. Oh, they both make contact. They're on the wall. They're on the grass. That's a big moment. That was a bit of a long dive for Murno. And Poland, I think, just kept on the Murno line. But now Murno is going back on the outside, just alongside. But then drag kicks in and he's just back. And he loses a bit on the straight. And now quickly inside the switch. The dummy. That is an insane move. And he's now in front. But Pascal's going back at him and they're driving into each other. What is going on?
They need to keep their heads down now.
Oh, that was insane.
Yeah, I forgot what I want to say.
Yeah, they need to keep their heads now. They got to calm down because if they keep on driving like this, one of them or even maybe two of them are gonna not finish this race. And that is exactly what Poland, or what Pushka would need.
Yeah.
Because he has got 14 seconds behind. I mean, it seems your prediction that the SCMM looked one of the best is not really coming together right now, but at the same time, you know, it doesn't matter. These two are always up there, even if their car doesn't really say that before the race. And you know, you can always there's like a main server that you can look at in terms of lap times, but some of the drivers don't, you know, set laps, so it's hard to compare against each other. But now Koretz has joined the fight for P12. And maybe he can make something magical happen on the Lucky Hamish racing car of Tina Curtis, or even both of them, and get P12. And you know, show off some race skill that, you know, as a debutant, you obviously want to show off what you can do. And yeah, that's just trying to keep up, and still with Weather. I think Weather has been doing very well this race. I feel like it's the most very impressive outing so far. I think it's best performance so far in the season for him, I would say. Even though I don't have the most knowledge, so I don't know if you've got any memory of past race for URC, but it's so close every single time. In this chicane, she gets extremely close, and then it just doesn't work out and doesn't get the move that she would maybe very much want at this point.
Yeah, and the advantage of Koretz is that he has the freshest tire of three of them.
Yeah, very interesting, yeah.
Maybe he can do something with that. And Murno now has a 1.2 gap to Poland's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what, maybe Pascal's got a bit more damage than Murno's got from all that tangling and all the contact that they've had, all that battle that there was. Or it could be that Murno has saved his tires a little, way more, and he's got a lot more pace in the tank, because he's doing 310s a lot better now. And if he keeps on doing that, there's no way for Poland to come back into the race. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, it seems like, because obviously in that first stint when they pitted, Poland was able to make that gap up again in like almost half a second per lap, I would say. So if he only pitted like 2 or 3 laps later, maybe that difference could have been you know, a big difference. But obviously you don't know, because the tires from lap to lap don't change too much. It's just like there's a period and then it just slows down a little bit. And
Lucas Murno, 5-second time penalty.
Ooh. Wow.
So Poland can chill.
Yeah, he's probably got this in the bag now. Maybe could be a reason why he's also just chilling now and not being in the DRS, just trying to preserve his tires and trying to keep the gap as close as possible. Because if you keep it very close, and let's say 310s, and something happens, it seems like Poland's lost. He went a bit wide in the second corner. So that's that gap got a little bit bigger now, but he's got it straight back, it seems like. Yeah. From 2 seconds back to 1.5, maybe a better exit or something like that. There's a retirement for Gotto. Gotto's crashed, and it's now Kurt is now finally being released into that P12, but I'm not sure what happened there. As now Koretz is right on the on the diffuser of that lucky Hamish. Just being lapped. Just being lapped. Ooh, that's a bit deep.
Ooh,
That's a bit of a bad chicane there for Casper. Just gotta make sure that that he finds.
I got some. Sorry for interrupting you, but
don't
I
worry.
got some interesting news from Kevin Peters. They can't chill. Poland's need to push now because the car's damaged.
Oh wow! And what kind of damage is it? Like maybe maybe I don't know what kind of damage it would be then, but there's normally a little bit more leniency in terms of if you get damage, it doesn't necessarily mean that your pace drops too much, because obviously his pace is still very good in the 1:12s.
Yeah, all his tires are.
His tires are damaged. Ooh, that might be
Maybe something about the tires. Yeah.
so
Let's
tire
see.
pressure, losing some pressure maybe, or yeah. Obviously, tire damage is not ideal, but he's doing a very good job still. I mean, he's keeping in that gap. He's doing the lap times that he needs to do. He's right. I mean, they're basically the fastest driver of the entire race. They have been. The only one still in the low 12s. I mean, you've got Pushka doing 12.4, so it's still pretty much in the same ballpark. Last lap of Knežević has been a 1:14, so he's losing a lot of time with obviously no rear pressure from Soriano, who's also made a 13-second gap to Beckley. So I would say a extremely impressive performance from Soriano today, really showing off what he's capable of. And I feel like if Beta Julia can't really make any ground on their car performance and show Soriano that it's worth to stay with this project, then he might look for an upgrade next year. And I feel like he's got a good chance to get it, because these kind of performances in a midfield car can obviously greatly land you a good seat. So I mean, it's going to be interesting which one of them it will be. It's still early in the season, so thinking about it next year would be still a bit too early, but it's all possible. But Johannes Wolborn is now finally catched up to Danny Weller. He's going for P7, which is another very good result. Johannes' performances so far this season have been has been consistent. I mean, third, I think sixth, and then a DNF or something. I can't remember. I think it was a DNF in Malaysia, and then Kailami another couple of points, and then here again, been a consistent point scorer. So yeah, I mean the HRT doesn't look good, and it doesn't look like what it looked like last year even. I mean, compared to what they were doing before 25, 24, they were just extremely quick, and now they're kind of like a midfield team. Obviously, the midfield is very, very close together. I mean, you've got Beta, HRT, URC, Potenza now that's also gained some pace. So all of those teams are very close together, and I mean close together in like they're in the same 8/10, all of them. And then one race, one team is obviously better, and then it goes from track to track. But yeah, I mean last year they were at one point the third, fourth best team, and now they're not really maybe even the sixth best team. You never know. But yeah, too much yap about car performances. Pascal Polens is trying to close that gap back down. Obviously, there's not as much urge as there was before to get back into that second, but I feel still he's wringing the neck out of the vanguard.
As it seems, Poland will win this race because of the 5-second penalty of Smirnov. As we see,
a scary dive there from Johannes Wolborn. Just the good defense from Weller. It was almost contact, but they made it clean through. Another little bit of information about Frigotto is that he had pedal problems, which retired his car. So it wasn't an incident. I think his pedal just broke or something like that, and he had to retire the car, unfortunately.
It's very unfortunate. Yeah.
So now Giannis has got a very good exit on this exit on the chicane, right before the hairpin. Is he going to make the move? He's got a good run, and he's going to go for the outside. And he is going to go for the move, and he's going to try and stick it around the outside. I was thinking maybe he's going to go for a switch back, but he keeps it ahead. But now Danny Weller's got the slipstream, and he's still very close behind. So he's going to go for the move again. Was that a move too early for Giannis Walborn? As Danny Weller now back on the outside now, right before the corner, but Giannis is going to just about get stuck behind again. So that is attempt number 1 for the German Giannis Walborn in his quest to get his race number as in the race position. That's he's almost inside of that diffuser.
And he needs
so
to do
close.
it now in the last lap.
Oh, it is the last lap.
It's
Oh,
the last
so
lap.
focused on this racing. Oh, he's done a Vettel. He's done a Vettel and he's cut the corner there, and that is pretty much game over. It's now pretty much as Pascal Polens' win. As he's got 2 seconds behind on Lucas Murno, who now comes across the final not the final chicane. He's in the hairpin. Only 1 more chicane to go. On pure pace, it seemed like it was his race to win, but unfortunately a penalty hampered his chances, especially now with a 2 seconds behind for Pascal Polens, who does come across the line in P2, but because of penalties will get P1. Another win for the German, another win for the world champions, and that is another big championship gain for them. As now Philipp Puschke finished where he started. I feel like a very uneventful race for him. Oh, that's a big incident for Danny Weller and Giannis Walborn. I don't know who's at fault there. We might hear about a penalty after the race, but that will mean that Giannis Walborn will get P7 ahead of Danny Weller, and both URCs get points, and Axel finishes out top 10. Nesevic on the last straight, getting another P4, greatly supporting his teammate. I feel like that's why he was taken on board on this Vanguard project, to add some experience, to add some consistency, and to be consistently the second driver for Vanguard. And he's doing exactly what he needs. P4 for Alex, a very decent performance. Jose Soriano, a incredible race. Exactly what you would expect from such a high reputation driver. Gets P5 in the beta ahead of Gabriel Peckley, who only gets P6. I mean, it's where he started, so still a good race for him and Cesario, both outscoring SCMM this race, which is exactly what they need in their championship fight in the constructors. Yeah, that was an eventful race.
Yeah. And your drivers going side by side together.
Yeah. But I don't know what happened there at the end with Walborn and Weller. Now Weller is actually, or Rustenmeyer and Weller both are going out on the track. They're going on the highway. No doing donuts today, it's just highway. I just heard that Murno, Polens and Puschke are finished as it is, but I don't know if that's what he meant. I think that penalty still sticks for Lucas Murno, and it's E2 for him. But we can look at the professional race results. We'll now be going through that. Lucas Murno on track, the winner. I'm not sure if that penalty still is going to be there, probably. So I would say Pascal Polens is the actual winner of today's race, with Lucas Murno P2, Philipp Puschke in P3. Another consistent performance for him. Alexander Knežević and Soriano making out the top 5, with Gabriel Peckley in P6. Giannis Walborn 7th ahead of Weller after a last lap incident. And Dominic Rustenmeyer and Axel Laflamme finish out the top 10. Now moving on to the bottom half of the grid. Leonardo Tonon just misses out on his debut point scoring, with Tina Curtis in P12 and Kasper Koritz on his debut in P13. Paolo Wilhelmi in P14 and John Palauer in P15, doing a very good performance, I would say, for Dano Design Racing. And we've got Jubet, Miniguetti and Frigato doing top 18. And that's actually Frigato, the first of the DNFs of today. Frigato, Macado and Amaris and Harley Self all didn't make the finish line. Well, that's your provisional results of today's race. Hope you all enjoyed this race, and I hope I did a good enough job as a commentator. Yeah, we'll go into a short break, and then we'll have some really nice interviews with the top three drivers. Welcome back to the stream. We'll now move to the interviews. And the first one up is our P3 man, Pascal Pushka. Pascal Pushka, that's a wrong name. Philip Pushka. Welcome to the commentator booth and welcome to the interviews. Tell us, how do you feel after a performance like that?
Yeah, I mean, not really special. Pretty boring race. Yeah, just too slow. I mean, I was like 2-3 tenths consistently too slow to actually be in the pack for the win. Yeah, pretty disappointing, but in the end probably deserved because I didn't prepare enough to actually have the pace. I don't know if the car. I think the car was okay. Obviously not faster than others maybe, but on pace. So yeah, I think the setup was just very bad. I had just massive oversteer from lap 1 on, so I had to manage that. The wheels were gone after like a few laps, so yeah, not really much I can do after that. I already knew that if it would not have anything to Pascal and Lucas, PC would be the maximum, and that's what I achieved. So in the end, it's obviously better than nothing or P4.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of felt like a very lonely race for you. Tell us, how do you feel after this race? How do you feel about your championship chances? Obviously, it's early to say, but you're fighting. I feel like it's starting to become more of a 3-horse fight again, like we had last year. Do you have any maybe different strategies you could try and beat them this maybe next race or somewhere down the line? Do you feel like you've got the pace anywhere in the next couple of races?
I mean, what I can do is to improve myself. I think that's obviously obvious, and yeah, my strategy is to go faster. I mean, I can't really do anything more. Practice more, like probably do race stints and stuff. So I actually know how the car would feel in the race. So yeah, I think we struggled quite a lot with getting a good wheel load for this race. Yeah, my teammate obviously, I don't know what happened to him, probably crashed or something like that. So very disappointing considering the constructors points as well. So we have to keep on working hard, and I hope at least we get a few wins this season, and maybe we have a chance for the title. But I think if nothing happens, it will be very difficult to beat them. But we can be there to maybe gain anything if something happens.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm sure you're hoping to come back a little bit stronger next time. Thank you for giving us speak. If Elias has got a question.
Yeah, very good. Congratulations from me as my side.
Yeah, congratulations. Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, next we've got one of the two. I think it's going to be Murna for that P2, if I'm not mistaken. If he's here, then he can unmute. They're both muted right now, so. Yeah. Hello, Lucas. Congratulations on maybe on the provisional P2 or P1. I don't know which one it is now. I've been a bit confused, but I think it's P2. So congratulations on that. How do you feel after this race, especially with that intense battle with Pascal until like right at the end of the race?
Well, looking at the replay now, it was a clear penalty, really. So I accept the P2 as well, considering we are not the car to be competing with the SMM and even Vanguards. It was pretty great. Was for me, it's still okay being in P2. You're still fighting with Poland, which is something that didn't happen in the first races. So me in the situation, it feels great. I had to be creative, especially with the fast pit stop of Vanguard there. So I need to be creative because I knew in the straight it would not overtake me since Cesario, as everyone's seen and everyone know, is a pork on the straight, to not say other word. So I tried to be creative there, but yeah, I lose the control of the car and was pretty fair. But in the end, I had to try something. I would get to try the P1, so it was worth to try. But yeah, it's still P2. It's still in a good position to. Is a good point for Cesario as well to keep for the third place and maybe next to P2 in the standings since Axel was not great in the race. So it's good for Cesario to keep in the vice champion in the team's championship. And now take a look for the next races because today it was better than expected. I wasn't expecting to be fighting for the victory again here since the track was more fitted to Vanguard and SMM with the new upgrades there. So it was great to know it's still satisfactory. I got the fastest lap also. So in the end, I leave this race satisfied and congratulate Pascal again for another victory another victory there.
Yeah, well, it seems like the scenario has been improving from after like the first 3 rounds. Obviously, going into Kailami, it seemed like you guys made a massive step forward. So yeah, I mean, how are you looking at that in terms of? Do you think your team in terms of scenario can keep up with the development race and keep up making these gains? Because you said yourself it was difficult to after their upgrades, but maybe you I lost my train of thought. Sorry. My question is, do you think with your development race against the 2 other teams that you can mount a really good challenge for the rest of the season?
Well, it was very interesting question to do because honestly maybe yes, but maybe not as well because I thought that Semian would came here more stronger than they came, but we have to take a look again for the plans. Maybe we can be in the mix, but I we have to take a good look at the plans and see how much we can gain with upgrades and performance of the car.
Well, I'll be hoping to see another great performance from you in the next couple of rounds. But again, congratulations with P2, and yeah, have a good rest of your day.
See ya. Thank you.
All right, we move on to Pascal Polens, our race winner today. Congratulations, Pascal. Welcome into the commentators booth. Again, question: how did you feel out there today? How did your race go?
Well, thank you first of all. Before I answer your question, I want to say 2 things. First of all, thank you to my team. They did an amazing job today in terms of setup. Car was really good. When we started, it was way worse. So, as I said, thank you to them. And second of all, I want to offer an apology to Lucas for the reactionary move after the Hall of Champion chicane. I hope he can accept that so we can fight fair again the next couple of races.
I'll find that.
That's perfect then. Yeah, coming back to your question, as I said, the car was really good. I was also very surprised about Lucas' pace in qualifying, especially during the race. You know that they need to carry a lot more fuel for the first couple of stints, so we knew we would be stronger in the beginning. So it was vital to get past him before the last stint. Because as you've seen, once he was past, I was behind and couldn't really catch up. And well, that's the story of our race.
Yeah, well, I mean, another race win for you. I mean, you surely have been looking like the best out there so far this season, and beating Lucas again surely is exactly what you were hoping for. And obviously beating your other rival of Filipushka. Next race is the Nürburgring in Luxembourg in a couple of weeks' time. How do you feel that your team can keep up the performances so far? How you are going to be able to continue this form?
Well, under normal circumstances, it's going to be really tight again between Cesario, SCMM, and us. But looking at the last race in South Africa, I mean, we saw that Cesario is quite clear when it comes to tracks with lots of corners. So I expect him to be really strong again. And for SCMM, we need to see how they upgrade, if they upgrade. But as I said, I expect a very, very close fight once again.
All right, well, I don't know if Elias got any questions, but again, congratulations for us, and yeah, we'll see you guys. We'll see you all back in is that 2 weeks? 2 weeks time for the Luxembourg Grand Prix.